What's going on, YouTube? It's Dapper back at it. This video is going to be an episode of Storytime. If you guys want to make this a series or see something else, let me know down in the comments. If you're tuning in for the first time and see my first video, I'll have it linked down in the description. In this video, it's just going to be me telling you guys a story. Starting off with one that comes straight out of the ghetto little restaurant that I work at. Now, I work at a fast food restaurant in the Midwest, similar to an In-N-Out or a Sonic, with the whole matching shirt, tie, get up, where they immediately lie to your face, saying that you're not a fast food restaurant chain. But really you are, and they don't want to make it seem like you work at a minimum wage, boring-ass job. Now, the specific restaurant that I work at is the most special one in the chain that the owners have. It's the most garbage one. At the time, we had the most garbage brick walls, this crusty, gross, tan color like nasty infested skin. We had none of those fancy screens for menus or anything like that. And we had the weirdest, and by weird I mean grossest rug ever in our dining room. Every day, some person would come in, spill something, or have what looked like a food fight with their next door table, and leave it all on the rug and not tell us. It would get stains and mold all over it, and guess who had to clean it up? Not me, cause heck nah, I ain't touching that, miss me with that. But the point is, our restaurant was the worst in the chain, and it was made fun of the most. Also, not to mention, none of my friends had even started working here yet, so I'm stuck with 18 to, you probably shouldn't be working here for your age kind of people. So, it was one of my first weeks on the job, and the way that they train people at this place is you have a manager or trainer show you how to do something, then progressively start to do it by yourself. So this week, I was on desserts. I was ready to make some good old desserts, you know, for what I thought would be happy and joyous customers of the day. I walked in, I immediately don't see a trainer, so I go over to the manager on shift. Let's call him Mike. I say, "Yo, Mike, who's training your boy?" And I didn't actually say that, but, he'd probably fire me if I did. He's like, "Trainer didn't show up. I gotta be in the kitchen, away from you." He didn't say that either, but he was probably thinking it. So I'm like, okay, how am I gonna learn? He just points to the tiny little book rack full of menu cards and then walks away. So I walk over to this dusty menu card, and there it is. It's the holy grail of dessert making. Every dessert on the cards that you can make. And at this point, I thought I had it in the bag. And for most of the shift, I actually did. I got through the struggle of making all those desserts on my first time. But little to my knowing that the devil's daughter, the Grinch's side chick, Forrest Gump's cousin, came to our restaurant to have some ice cream. Now, the second she walked in those doors, I immediately knew that she was the type of person to tell you that you were breathing wrong. Because she had a chubby little boy that I assumed to be her grandson with her. And as he rolled through the door, he was the complete opposite. He gave off that vibe. If you literally just gave him any form of sugar, you were like best buds for life. Of course, I greeted them with a big old smile and took their order. And the older lady starts off and she goes, "Yeah, can I get a..." Okay, at this point I gave up on her and looked down at her roly-poly sidekick. That's what he wanted. And he was just about to say, and then the lady interrupted him and said, "We want a mint Oreo waffle cone." I just stood there because I was like, okay. I just go over to our ice cream cart and just stand there because I didn't know how to mix two flavors into a cone. That wasn't on the sheet. At a restaurant, we would have a special different flavor that we make every day and continuously throughout the day. But today, it wasn't like that. It wasn't no mint Oreo. So I just stood there pondering about how I'm gonna make this lady's cone. But at the same time, I could feel her hawk eyes burning a hole in the back of my skull. I turned and almost shit my pants as we met gazes. She was halfway over the counter, watching me, observing me. It was so creepy. I told her to go sit down and that I'd bring it out to her. And when she did go sit down, like, a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And then I looked around and thought of everything I needed to get. So I filled the cone with ice cream, and I filled it with a little bit of Oreos. And then I was stuck because I was like, where do I get this mint from? I was like, you know what, I got it. There's mint sauce in the back. So I scrambled all my ingredients together. And I slapped some mint on there and put some more mint on top. And I didn't really realize it at the time, but there was kind of like mint everywhere. And I looked down, I grabbed 3 million napkins, bolted over to her table, mint spilling all over the carpet. I gave it to the little boy who had just instantly started licking it, this mint disaster. I'm not even joking when I say that it was like mint everywhere. It was on myself, it was on this kid, it was up my ass, it was everywhere. Like, but regardless, this kid or one of them women, they were both eating it. So I didn't really care. I just walked away. So I was just chilling for about 10 minutes until I could feel that eerie chill again. I glanced up and my worst fear had come true. This lady had come back, but she was holding this disgusting object. I wanted to die when I saw it, but it was my cone. She was holding the half-eaten, slobbered cone. I walked over and I felt the stench of death engulf my very being. What she said to me next had me shook. She says, "Let me speak to your manager." All hope had been lost. The second my manager sees this, he's gonna fire me and make me eat it when he fires me too. I turn around to go get Mike as slowly as possible, but I bump into someone, and it's Mike. He was behind me the whole time. It's done. It's game over. Good game, for sure. But Mike's face had a different look than what I thought it would. He first off asked why she came to the counter. She gives me a glare. It says basically I suck at my job and she wants a cone and a refund. I'm done. This lady was on another level of dumb. She does not only want a new cone that's half-eaten, she wants her money back. My manager, who obviously had more than 50 IQ, was like, yeah, we're not gonna do that because you already ate half the cone.
Round one.
He just stopped. He stopped mid-sentence and just stood there. But he was looking at my cone. And I was like, oh no, please Lord, no. But it was too late. He already grabbed that cone, he snatched it up, and he smiled at the woman and said, "What did you order?" And she gave a huff and snarked that it was obviously mint Oreo in a waffle cone. My manager said, "We don't actually do that. Like, we don't put toppings on cones." I was just dumbfounded. I didn't even know. It didn't even say in the Holy Grail that we couldn't put toppings on cones. But now I know. Not in the situation I wanted, but at least now I knew. This lady pulls out a sheet from her pocket, and it was a tray liner, like the papers that are advertising restaurants or other businesses, and points to green ice cream on it. She basically yelled, "I want this! This ice cream, mint Oreo, you need to make it, you said you could." Then Mike's just said, "Nah, we ain't making that because we don't do that. Nobody does that." And he says, "But I will this one time and none other time because we don't do that." And you should have seen the look on her face, bro. She got so mad. She was so mad. But she just said okay and just waited and backed off. Mike had to go into the back while we still had other customers getting burgers and stuff, looking at this lady like she just escaped the asylum. He got some separate toppings and blended them together and stuck it all in a cone just for this one lady. Again, Mike was supposed to be in the kitchen that day, so while he's doing this, our kitchen staff is having burger orders rammed up the rear. He gave her cone, and she just gave it to the little boy because it wasn't even for her. I was so done. Me and Mike, we just wanted to scream to ourselves. We were screaming for joy as she walked out of that restaurant, with her 100-pound diabetes ball trailer all the way out. It was all over. And so is the story, guys. That's gonna wrap it up for today's story. Let me know what you guys want to see more down in the comment section. Let me know if this story was actually pretty garbage. Yeah, to this day, I still work there. I still have a lot of crazy customers. I can do like a little mini montage of crazy customers for you guys. Yeah, this is one I just wanted to elaborate on because this lady was she was something else. But, yeah, tune in next week for the next video, and yeah, it's been Dapper, guys. Peace.
Got the bars, no question. Straight Chef Curry when I cook, no stuffing. To me, if you smart, don't worry, don't stress it.